I'm just taking that in.
Game, but it's a game of inches.
It is.
May drop, land dry.
Oh, yeah.
Put the,
Great outfield defense by the Astros.
By the way, they one of the best put, you know, the White Sox are there too. One of the best put the people in the right spot. They got a great, for a little while they've been doing that.
Listen, if you're the Houston Astros, you're asking yourselves, wait, they lost 120 games last year? 121 games? That team? I mean, they played a great game. I mean, they struck out 14 times, which isn't great, obviously.
Well, it was 12 against Valdez, though.
Yeah. but, I mean, the home run against Hader. Hader hadn't given up a home run against a lefty since 2022. And Tauchman took him deep, and, Vargas missed by that much?
No.
To tie the game?
No.
Less?
Yes, less than that. He hit the yellow, the right about the yellow line.
This is a moral loss, I guess, a consolation prize. What do you call
The way they
this?
played yesterday?
Yes.
Compared when they played today?
You said that on the pregame show. I want to see how they respond after that.
They respond very well.
You want to see that. You don't want to see the loss, but you want to see how they played. We have a great postgame show for you. There was so much to talk about from this game. Vargas, Tauchman, Taylor, Valdez, and
Carroll have a great day.
And we have another round of Ask Us Anything. You guys asked us some great questions. We took care of some of them on the pregame show. More on the postgame show. It is a loss. We understand. But what are we going to give them?
Good love, baby.
Good love?
Yeah, we're going to love it. There we go.
You're going to love it.
We never lost in this place.
We've never lost a postgame show. Not once. Maybe twice. No, we've never lost a postgame show. An undefeated postgame show coming your way next.
1-2. Called strike three. White Sox fought to the end, but will lose the finale and lose the rubber match of this three-game series, 4-3.
Yeah, that was not a strike, but unfortunately they could not strike when they needed it, down 4-3 in the ninth inning. And the White Sox lose a tough one to the Astros 4-3. It is Yingling White Sox postgame live here with the legend, Ozzie Guillen. I'm Chuck Garfien. So I'm coming away from this series. They go to Houston. They were 6-26 on the road coming in. They win the first game. Yesterday was ugly, but they almost win this one. And I'm feeling good about where this team is at right now. What about you?
Today was a lot better. They played the game very well. They faced one of the best pitcher in the game right now, the best lefty in the game right now, I think. But also did a tremendous job. He struck out 12, but also they got him in the fifth inning out of the game. Yep. That means pitch count went deep. Well, also when you strike out that many, your count is going to be deeper. But they did a tremendous job out there. Obviously, struck out that many times. That much is not a good job at all. But at least, only pitched 5 innings.
I could be salty that my pick to click went 0 for 5 with 5 Ks. But they put Austin Slater in, batting third because he's so good against lefties. He just had a bad night here tonight.
No, he don't have a bad night.
He didn't have a bad night?
No, not really.
0 for 5 Ks? That's not a bad night?
Bad night for going 0 for 4 with 3 ground balls to shortstop.
But when you're batting third and you go 0 for 5 with 5 Ks and the two guys in between you have big nights in Caro and Vargas, I was in position. To have a big game, me. At 𝗏 Sportscaster.
Yeah, but the ugly games like you 0 for 4 with 3 fly balls, 1 ground ball. But 0 for 5 with 3 Ks?
5 Ks. What are you going to call that?
I got to look in the dictionary.
You don't have a word for it. Yeah, it's not good. Are you just enjoying it because I'm going to lose pick to click?
Oh, no. Hey, I was rooting for you. I said, get the base right now.
You did say that. You did say that.
Yes. It's not about me. It's about the team.
Yes, except for pick to click. It
just no, I want him to, because that would be a huge comeback from them.
That would have been incredible. Yes.
That's
You're not that selfish.
No, not to that point.
No.
No, but in the meanwhile, it's like batting third 5 Ks.
That didn't work out.
Hey, Valdez was nasty, brother.
He was nasty. You're right.
Valdez was.
And Slater had good numbers against Valdez. That's why they put him in the honey hole.
By the way, Valdez today is breaking ball.
Yeah.
He reminded me a little bit of the slider, called it curveball slider. Randy Johnson type, right down in, hard, Dave steep tie, and that ball just coming to you. You start swinging the balls, almost when you start swinging, the ball disappear. And you see his latest swing one, like 𝗵𝗶𝗹 or like...
There were a lot of them.
They went like this.
Yeah, it's 𝗵𝗶𝗃, I think.
That guy was a machete.
Oh, go ahead, a couple
He might cut his... He was a machete.
I would have
like
loved to have seen... I would love to have seen you in your day against that. We do actually have it.
No, I faced Randy Johnson.
Yes.
I did. I got a few strikeouts. But I got a few hits.
We got to find that in the archive.
I got a few hits against him.
All right, yeah, you did. But we have a tape of you against Randy Johnson that is...
Somebody else will say...
You should go to Cooperstown.
I say, somebody else say, hey, you know what? Ozzie needs to get off his legs. You know, when you got to... I know, I said, I'm playing. I told you one day, I think maybe that day he struck me out like that. Jim Fregosi was, I don't know who's the manager. Hey, you had a day off.
You weren't supposed to be playing.
Shut up. You're not playing. Yeah. Right? I went out, had a couple drinks.
Couple?
More than a couple.
All right.
More than used to.
Yeah.
Because I'm not playing.
You're not playing. And Randy Johnson's pitching the next day.
I walk into the clubhouse.
Yeah.
A little funny. And I walk in the clubhouse, and Hermes Snyder called me to the training room and said, you okay? I said, yeah. What happened? You're playing. I said, I'm playing. No, I'm not playing. Fred Manriquez, it was worse than me. Fred Manriquez lay down in the thing, puking and dying because nobody told Fred Manriquez where to play.
Oh, so he thought he was
Ozzy's playing, but nobody told Freddie he was playing. Then all of a sudden, Freddie couldn't even walk. And I said, come on, I'll take it for the team. I'm 0 for 4 every day. What I be another 0 for 4. That I play against. If somebody else say, I don't care, put Harold Baines there. I ain't playing shortstop, but I take it like a man.
What a gamer, Ozzie Guillen over here.
I take it like a man.
You did. Yes, you did. Well done. So Josh Hader, we're going to kind of get to the ninth inning. They're down 4-2 in the ninth. He has a 1.55 ERA on the season. By the way, last 9 innings, before we show you this tape, I want you to understand that Josh Hader, his last 9 innings before tonight, guess how many hits?
0.
2. How many runs?
None.
None. How many strikeouts in 9 innings?
7.
16.
What? He
was on fire.
Oh, my God.
Unhittable for like a month. That was the Josh Hader that showed up here tonight.
Oh, wow.
Roll tape. We have Mike Tauchman, all right? The last time that Hader gave up a home run to a lefty, 2022, 3 years ago. Bam!
Wow.
We have a 4-3 game.
And then now I'm like Vargas. Poor Vargas hit. Wow, that's a great scene right there.
To be a lefty, I mean, you are a lefty. To do that against him.
It's one of the toughest lefty in the game.
And then...
That's a ball.
And so he ends up...
that's a strike.
Yeah, I like to see Mydroth. You know, hey, here's a rookie going up against him. Obviously, with a fly out. But anyway. All right, now we get to Vargas, who had such a night. Deep to left. Oh!
By the way, the soon hitter Hader thought the ball was out.
His reaction.
Yeah, his reaction, he thought the ball was out.
He rarely sees it.
Oh, they're touching. Oh. They're touching.
Yeah, look at that look from everybody. I like to know the last time Hader gave up 2 home runs in a game. That's a ball. But they get out of it. Some of these reactions, too.
You know, I don't like they put on TV like sinker, changeup. They all wrong. Run. Like, that ball is not sink. Nobody throws a sinker 98 miles per hour.
So what was that?
It's a sinker, 98. That's a four-seam fastball. Yeah. Sinker?
Maybe because there's some movement on...
All computers.
Something like
that. But if you throw 97 per hour sinker, nobody can touch it.
No.
That's hard to do because, your arms, you're going to be like, try to put this finger down, come back. It's not easy to throw a sinker 98 miles per hour.
Yeah, well, the White Sox have lost a lot of one-run games, a lot on the road.
Yes.
But, I mean, a lot of building blocks here. And, I mean, not that they ever quit, but there is a fight that we see in these close games that we did not see a lot last year. Miguel Vargas, 2 doubles and a triple tonight. He was doing everything. Him and Edgar Quero were quite the 1-2 punch. We're going to take you through all of this, what they did together. Big things, little things. Start with this. Top of the first. Vargas is on first. How about this base running by Vargas?
That's one of the things not in his cut report. Instinct. That's a baseball instinct. That don't come in the book. You see the ball there, and then take he take a little gambling, but he never stopped. He slow down, all of a sudden, go get it. Even the second baseman thought he got to keep running. Great job for Vargas in that moment.
This is Miguel Vargas' best game with the White Sox, in my opinion,
Overall,
times,
yes.
times 20.
But it's fair. He played great defense. He played great defense, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing pretty good.
I don't know what happened there. Myers ended up being okay. But that was his 16th double of the year. His career high, steals third.
There you go. Still 31 now. That's a huge play.
And then Edgar Quero drives him in, RBI single. And look at Vargas's jersey. It's third inning.
He did it to me. He had a great job. And you talk about Carroll. He did the ball opposite ways. It's so beautiful with men on third base.
How about the hustle here?
There you go.
He wants that base. He's going to get that base.
By the way, you get a triple, how hard you take off from the home plate. Right there. That's a triple. The soon you start running, that's a triple. Do not come by triple and halfway to second base. The soon you take off, that's how you get triples and doubles. This guy also, from the soon he let the bat go, I say, I'm going to go 3.
All right, so, yeah, this is the dirtiest uniform of the season. And then there he goes again, Bob. Opposite way.
By 2 back days, the opposite way. That's a beauty thing. You know, try to get big. You know what I mean? I got a green, leaves the infield back. I got a guy, I had to drive this guy in, and he did it.
Yeah, he's just a smart player. He knows, not only does he know his game, he knows the situation.
Yeah.
And you're not always going to execute, but as we've been watching Edgar Quero play in the major leagues, over the course of this entire time, there were so many examples of him just doing the right thing. Do I want to see him go deep? Yes. Have some power, hit some doubles? Yes. But for where he's at right now as a rookie, I mean, he's beyond treading water. He's really excelling.
It's funny because it's just like, okay, I'm in on third base, infield back. The worst thing I can hit is a ground ball to second base.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta give me the base hit. You know what I mean? That's how you play the game and build for the future. You build that for the future. Look at what he did. Look at what he did. Look at what he tried. What you got to try to do? I just tried to put the ball in play.
How many guys on the team last year were doing that?
Well, first of all, we never had men on third base lessons.
No. We often did have a man on third base.
No, not really.
Didn't score him.
Everybody tried to hit a home run. This guy just put the ball in play. You know, that happened here a couple of times. You know, we have men on third base and we just pop it up, strike out.
Yes.
This guy just go there and just hit a ground ball opposite way.
Him, Mydroth, Vargas off the top, Talkman. There's a bunch of guys. Benintendi does it too. Teal, yeah. But I just like that a lot of the young guys especially are doing it. All right. Davis Martin, Texas native. This is the first time he's ever pitched in the major leagues in Texas. He ran into trouble here in the third inning. They call that an error, I think, on Vargas.
Wow, that's a tough error. I mean, I don't know why the reason that feels so wet. You know, I mean, you by the way, you not throw first pitch fastball to Latino players, please.
Do you think, this is just me, 𝗵𝗀 sportscaster, not bench coach or anything like that, but do you think Vargas is not playing the line, should be playing close to the line?
Well, in the past, yes. In the past, he should be watching the line a couple of times, but this one, you got to play halfway.
I'm just told they did change that Vargas play to a hit, so it's not an error on Vargas. But back-to-back doubles by Altuve and Diaz. Those two guys made it tough on Martin here tonight.
By the way, the first three or four guys here with the Astros, that was very make it tough. After that, he handled him very well. Throw the ball good.
Yep.
Throw the ball good. Get the innings you're supposed to have, and another good outing for him.
Yeah. We would like to say the White Sox won this game, and I don't want to talk about consolation prizes and stuff like that, but this is where things are at. But I want to explain that 𝗵𝗶 𝗟𝗶, his last loss came against the White Sox back in May, and he was lights out for 6 starts in between, a 1.84 ERA. He had gone his last 6 starts, all right, 7 innings, 8 innings, 7, 6, a complete game, and 7. The White Sox swung and missed a lot. He had electric stuff here, but they did get him out after 5. Let's show you what he did. Our Yuengling play of the game is all these strikeouts. 12 Ks, which is, yes, unacceptable. But when you see the stuff that Valdez brought to the game tonight, I mean, a lot of these counts were full counts. I mean, so they were working counts, fouling pitches off, making him work. But, like, there was just amazing pitches here.
Wow, you just saw the change very well. Look at that breaking ball. It's no swing right there, sir. Thank you. All right. There you go. Look at that change, that curveball. And it's like, you know, I mean, that ball was moving. That ball was moving very well. Look at that one. That ball started right in the inside of the plate, go inside you. Look at that ball. You see that?
The movement on
Oh,
that.
my God. He's moving. Look at that.
And we're only showing you the pitches that he struck these guys out on. I mean, okay, that's the one you were talking about.
That's the one. That's the one that was nasty.
No one's hitting that. No one's trying to. No one can make contact.
And besides that, when he throws that breaking ball, look at this pitch. His curveball was outstanding.
Yeah, so when you're a righty, the White Sox put a lot of righties in against them, obviously. You can see the numbers here. When you are a righty and it's that kind of movement coming in on you like they done on Elko, like, what can you do?
You have to cover 3 pitches, Chuck, today. The breaking ball, the slider was unbelievable. Then the changeup was good. And his fastball is 97. You know, you have to either way say, you know, I'm going to look away or in. Now, all of a sudden, you look in, the slider was from in to disappear.
Yeah.
You know, every time they go to swing, the slider coming right in the middle of the plate, and inside the plate. All of a sudden, when you're ready to swing the bat, it disappears from you. You got to tip your hand like, wow. Oh, that slider was unbelievable today.
As I'm trying to, like, define this game, you know, the loss that the White Sox had there, that was like winning teams can lose games to that. How do I say it? I just like the way the White Sox lost this game. Is that
Well, they compete.
Yeah, the way they competed in this game, considering what he had.
Yes.
The way they came back against Hader.
By the way, let me see. I remember stuff. I think he's the best pitcher they faced this year.
With the best stuff that you've seen. That is the best stuff I've seen.
I think that first stuff, yeah. So only
Reagan's had a good
5
game.
innings, and he struck out 12. You know what I mean?
He struck out 8 of the first 9 batters of the game.
Yeah,
and the White Sox had a 1-0 lead, by the way.
I think it's, I don't remember one guy who was like, wow, just like dealing against it. But the one thing about the White Sox...
I'm sorry, the 8 of the first 9 outs were strikeouts.
The good thing about the White Sox, they only make him pitch 5 innings.
Yes.
That's a good job at the plate.
And kind of lost in all of this are the 3 plays that the Astros made defensively. Props to them, because if it wasn't for these guys, there might be a different score. How about this? There's a man on third, and Maydrath gets robbed.
I don't know what this Houston has to have the scout report. They're always in the right spot. Always in the right spot in the outfield.
Here's Maydrath again, your pick to click. Boy, you got the same numbers as me.
It's a funny thing about it. Look, he never made that play. He made it today.
Altuve.
Oh, my God.
And then here's Edgar Carroll getting robbed. That's not that difficult of a play, but
no, but the 2 before,
yeah,
the one diving in and Maydrath, and then Landry.
Cam Smith made a couple, but that's the night it was for the Astros and the White Sox. Let's hear from 𝗏𝗏 speaking inside the White Sox clubhouse in Houston. Here's Will.
You guys hit a lot of balls hard that fell in, that went out, and a lot that were right at people too tonight.
Yeah, really proud of the guys. They played a great baseball game today. Really all over the place. I thought we did a good job, battled these guys, and just came up short.
You talked a couple days ago, I believe, about Vargas controlling the strike zone better. You know, he was slumping a little bit in June. Just what did you see from him tonight? The night he had it play?
Yeah, he was all over the place. You know, on defense, on the bases, at the plate, a really active game for Vargy, and did a nice job. Yeah, just really good job at the plate. You know, continuing to grind at bats. I think most of those hits, I mean, were later in the count, deeper in the count. To your point, you know, his ability to put together a good at bat, continue to control the zone, really nice job, and glad to see the results.
How close was that one in the 9th inning to going on out?
Yeah, man, pretty close. Bummed about that one. You know, again, a really good battle against a really good pitcher, and put a good swing on it, and needed a couple more push-ups on that one.
Was the lineup that Maydrath had, I think the Cam Smith pitch and right, was that something you guys came close to reviewing?
Yeah, it was. You know, it was kind of 50-50. We thought that that he did catch it and ultimately didn't. But yeah, it was close. And you know, in the 4th inning there, you know, risk tolerance there was probably a little lower, and so you know, it was a no.
Taylor gives up the 2 hits to start the inning, and then settled down. What did that show you, the way he bounced back? Not bounced back, but the way he kind of controlled himself after getting behind there?
Yeah, I think he just continued to do his thing and continued to attack the zone, did a nice job. You know, I think, you know, he's not going to be bothered by a couple hits, and yeah, just really nice job working out of that traffic.
5 strikeouts is not optimal, but if you see a guy strike out and that like that and have 35 pitches that he faced in a game too, like Austin Slater?
No, and you know, Slade is one of those guys that continues to have quality at bats, has this whole year, and it just, you know, unfortunately, you know, ended today in 5 strikeouts, but you know, good at bats, feel really good about where he's at, just kind of a tough day.
I meant to kind of ask you pregame about Tauchman and Benintendi, but do you kind of hold them when there's a lefty starter for the idea that you're going to be able to pinch hit them later on in situations where it could be important?
Yeah, for sure. You know, and today was one of those days where with our lineup and where the bench was, we had one lefty who was going to need a play, and so we chose 𝗵𝗶𝘃 to give us the opportunity to free up Tauchman and Benny in some spots that we liked, and we were able to do that. And yeah, good swing by Tauchman there.
Davis didn't have a lot of swing and miss on breaking stuff tonight, but seems to be able to reinvent as innings go on to keep in the ball game. It's kind of a veteran thing for him.
Yeah, it was just a typical Davis Martin day where, you know, he had good stuff, attacked the zone, maybe not his best stuff, and a tough inning there in the third, you know, with the play Vargas wasn't able to make, and then the walk, and, you know, just wasn't able to hold him there. But overall, a great job, and just, you know, what we've seen from Davis all year.
You guys have been, you know, winning some series, like you're not really in moral victory territory, but does it feel good to kind of play tight with a division leader the way you guys did?
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, you know, I mean, I'm so proud of the guys and the fact that they put themselves in this spot to continue to fight and continue to battle and play well. And I think you're starting to feel, you know, our reactions to these are not, you know, they're no longer like, way to go, we competed. It's, you know, we're upset that we didn't win the game, you know, and I think that's the reflection of the growth of this club. And, you know, I think that's what you earn by playing good baseball.
I like hearing that. Right.
The last part of that was great.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, they're competing, they go out there.
They're upset about it.
The way they, you know, the way they played yesterday, and then all of a sudden come back, all of a sudden they got to get upset. But
I think they expect to win now.
Yeah,
that's where things are at.
Every time they take the field, they think
they don't want to win. They expect to.
We have a chance to do it.
I just want to say this about Miguel Vargas, and we all saw what happened with him last year. Had a tough start to this year, but on a night when 𝗵𝗶𝗹 had the best stuff we've seen.
I don't remember
this year.
Anybody out.
Double off of him, triple off of him. And then in the 9th, there's Josh Hader, arguably the best closer in baseball. Almost it's a homer off of him. It's a double.
He's playing good, man. He put his hands up again, you know what I mean? He went from here.
No, we were talking last night. You know what?
There.
It's not the hand now. It's his elbow.
Yeah.
Ever since he moved, or it might be the pinky.
Just like,
I don't know. It might be his knee.
That's what I got. My problem is my hands.
He shaved his mustache.
I got something to go. I look at the dog with my hands there, yeah, a little bit up. Okay, here, no.
I'm just...
Here, no. Here, no. Okay, right there. He just threw the ball great. This guy's pretty good.
He had a great game, but the last, he was like 3 for 20 or something like that before that.
His hand was down today.
What happened to the hands?
His hands
what happened to the hands?